everybody. Welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Monday only here on Oldies and More Radio. Also live on the YouTube stream, Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to welcome you to the May 16th, 2022 All 60's edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. Some of you may have recognized that opening instrumental if it sounded familiar. It was that's actually a cover song originally recorded by Peggy Scott and JoJo Benson, a song entitled Lover's Holiday that was released earlier in the year of 1968, I think in March of 1968. Now, it came out on the SSS International label. This was on the same label, but released in August of 68 and done by saxophonist and band leader Syl Austin. Syl Austin, it sounds like he just added the saxophone to the backing track. But either way, I love the record. I do, the vocals or the instrumental. That one there, August 68, Syl Austin on the SSS International, his instrumental of Lover's Holiday. Well, let it be a Lover's Monday night here, the All 60's edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's open up the vocal portion with this group from Detroit, Michigan. You know their signature song. It was a cool dance. It was called The Cool Jerk, a big number 7 national hit for the group. Now, this was the follow-up to that big hit of theirs, which only charted up to number 74 on the Billboard Hot 100, but it was a number 13 record on WJLB out of Detroit. It features Samuel George on lead. We go back to August 1966. Give a listen to the Capitals. The Capitals on the Karen label. It's called I Got to Handle It. Yeah, we open up the vocal portion there with the Capitals from August 1966. It's on the Karen record label. That is their follow-up to Cool Jerk, their third of 10 on the Karen label. Song entitled I Got to Handle It. It was unfortunate that the lead singer there, Samuel George, he was fatally stabbed on March 17th of 1982 in a domestic dispute. He was only 39 years old, but we remember him here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's continue here. We go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for this next group, initially recording as Irma and the Fascinators on the Scepter record label back in 1965. This was their next release, came out on the Priority label. It was later picked up by the Fairmount record label. I'm featuring it on the first press. This is on the Priority label, a tune written by Eddie Holman and James Solomon. It features Irma Jackson on lead. We go back to May 1966. This is Irma and the Larks. Irma and the Larks on the Priority label. It's called Without You Baby.
Of love song good to everyone's ear, but without you, darling, it's a song I can't hear. But what good is a love song to me when you said our love could never be? Don't you know that without you, baby, please hear my plea. Without you, baby, nothing's good to me. Without you, baby.
That's Irma and the Larks. Irma and the Larks with Irma Jackson on lead. May 1966 release. Featured it on the first label, Priority Records. You can also get it on the Fairmount label. Without You Baby is the name of the tune. Without you tuned in, Johnny G would just be a lonely DJ, but not on a Monday night and not on Saturday nights either. But let's go back to Detroit, Michigan for the holidays. This is on the Revelot label. Now, this group consisted of Tony Hester, Jack Holland, and Jimmy Holland, and Jay Reed. This is their second of three on the Revelot label. This charted number 10 on WKLR out of Toledo, Ohio, released in September of 1967. The holidays on Revelot. It's called I Know She Cares.
Sometimes I feel like a drop of water out in the ocean, all alone. It's like a grain of sand on a lonely beach. Never knows my goals, I may never reach. I know she cares, that's all that matters. I know she cares about me, that's all that matters. And is this world, sometimes I feel like a blade of grass out in the meadows, all alone. My hopes are fading,
sound of the holidays here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, September 67. That's their second of three on Revelot Records. I Know She Cares is the name of the tune. We're going to be getting to a special request momentarily, but let's continue here now on this next singer, best known for her big hit Rescue Me from 1965, but she began recording for the Bobbin record label in her hometown of St. Louis, Missouri, but she had other releases. I have one on the Pran label. I think I have some on the Sonia label, but she signed with Checker Records in 1965, first recording with Bobby McClure. You may know the song. It was called Don't Mess Up a Good Thing. But let's give a listen to her third release on the Checker label. This charted number 31 on the Billboard R&B chart, was a big hit in Houston, Texas on KYOK, a big number 8 record there. Go back to March 1966 for Miss Fontella Bass. Fontella Bass on the Checker label. It's called I Can't Resist. That's the sound of Fontella Bass there. That's her third release on the Checker record label from March 1965. Fontella Bass with I Can't Resist. Johnny G can't resist just playing all these cool 45s, and got a special request up next for my number one California listener, Matey Campboy. Matey is always in my 1950s, early 60s show. And she requests such great tunes that all the listeners enjoy. And she says, Johnny G, can you play this song for me? I like this song. It's a request I'd like to make. And I said, well, Matey, that song will fit perfectly in my all 60s show. So I said, let me know when you're going to be around, because Matey normally does not tune into my all 60s show. But, I think there's some songs here that Matey may like. I think I'm going to play another one after this that she may like. I know she likes the original of I gotta find it, if I can find it in time. But anyway, we're gonna play this one. This is a request for my number one California listener, Matey Campoy, as this was also a song that my Aunt Mary really liked as we head to the Motor City, to Berry Gordy Jr.'s Gordy record label, as this was the B-side to their follow-up to Nowhere to Run. The A-side was called You've Been in Love Too Long, but my aunt would always play the flip side. And this did chart on Billboard. Both sides of this record charted. This was a number 70 on the Billboard Hot 100. Of course, Martha Reeves on lead. We go back to October 1965. This is Martha and the Vandellas with a B-side by request for Matey Campoy. It's called Love Parentheses Makes Me Do Foolish Things. This is for Matey.
Love, love, love makes me do foolish things. Sit alone by the phone, a phone that never rings, hoping to hear you say you love me still, knowing you never will. Love, love, love has made a fool of me, got me doing things that shouldn't be, listening for the sound of your knock on my door, knowing that sweet sound will be no more.
There you go. Whoops. There you go. By request from my number one California listener there, going out to Matey Campoy. That is the Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. Martha Reeves and the Vandellas from 1964, October 65 release. That's a B-side on the Gordy record label, song entitled Love Makes Me Do Foolish Things. And Matey, I know you like Sad Girl by the Galahads. That was originally done by Jay Wiggins. But I wonder if you know this version of the song as done by the Intruders. This was off of their, this was a single off of their Cowboys to Girls album. This one released in September of 19 69. And let's send this one out to Mady. I know she's not a sad girl when Johnny G plays the 45s, but I know she likes the song. So Mady, let me know if you like this version of the Intruders on the Gamble label with their tune called Sad Girl.
Sad girl, you look so sad. Did it break your heart? Gee, that's too bad. I guess now you see. Oh, how love could be. Sad girl. Someone else. Open up your heart, girl. Open up, we can make a brand new start. Open up, please don't cry. Just go out and find yourself another guy. Sad girl, hold your head up high. Things are gonna change, I know. Because that's the way it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody's somebody's fool. And you're no exception to the rule. Your day is gonna come out. All you gotta do.
I know you prefer the Galahad's record, but I was just trying to find another song possibly because I couldn't find that Joe Bataan 45 in time for you, so I wanted to play another record. And that record there by the Intruders, Sam Little Sonny Brown on lead, doing the Jay Wiggins tune Sad Girl. That was a number 14 record on the Billboard R&B chart, number 47 on the Billboard Hot 100. I'm sure that did well in areas like Philadelphia where that group is from. But anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. This next lead singer for this group is originally from, is it D-Land, Florida? I always ask Daryl if I get my state cities right. Is it D-Land, Florida? But he relocated to Newark, New Jersey, and in 1958 he became the lead singer for a gospel group called the Hightower Brothers. His name is Robert Lee Little Sugar Hightower, and later he became the lead singer of a group called the Cherokees as Little Mr. Lee. They had 3 releases on Don Roby's Sure Shot record label. Let's give a listen to their first. It's a tune that he wrote from April 1964. It's Little Mr. Lee and the Cherokees on the Sure Shot label. It's called Will My Baby Come Back?
Standing here wondering about my baby. Standing here wondering about my baby. Standing here wondering about my baby.
As little Mr. Lee and the Cherokees, April '64 release. That's their first of three on the Sure Shot record label. Will My Baby Come Back? Did I play that right? Yeah, that was the right thing. Thank you, Santi, for telling me that I pronounced Dealin correctly. Thank you, Santi. Where was Daryl? Hey, where was Daryl? Daryl eating dinner, maybe. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this next gal, her real name is Wilhelmina Payne, but she recorded as Jeannie Lee. I think, or yeah, Jeannie, Jeanie. That's how you say it. Jeannie Lee. This was her debut single. Came out on United Artists Records. She has other releases, I think, on the HUD label and Music Core, and I think a label called Guess Records. But this one came out in January 1965. They didn't mention an LP on here. No, it did not. But her name is Jeannie D and the Embraceables on the United Artists record label. Let's give a listen to their tune here. It's called Stand By Me.
I feel you say so in my mind, for your love is real. I'm only confused and I'm just a fool for misery. Well, if that is so, darling, please don't go and stand by me. Not true. That's not true. And all these heartaches is too much to pay for loving you. Loving you. Maybe it's all in the game and I'm just too blind to see. Blind to see. Well, if that is so, darling, please don't go and stand by me. Stand by me. Not true. That's not true. And all these heartaches is too much to pay for loving you. Loving you. Maybe it's all in the game and I'm just too blind to see. Blind to see. And if that is so, darling, please don't go and stand by me. Stand by me.
Jeannie D and the Embraceables there, January 65 release. Came out on the United Artists record label, Stand By Me. You would think when you saw that, I thought it was possibly the Benny King tune, but it was not. A totally different tune as we continue here. And you all know this next singer, originally from Latta, South Carolina, but he was raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He was a member of the Dell Vikings, joined the later Dell Vikings, I think it was, more toward 1958, but he went solo in 1959, first recording as Charles Jackson, I think on the Clock label. I think that first release was on Clock Records, but we know him as Chuck Jackson. Of course, his other releases came out as Chuck Jackson, and a ton of releases on the Wand label, but I think it was 32 in all between 1961 and 1968. Now, 7 of those 32 were duets with Maxine Brown, by the way, but let's give a listen to his 24th. This one produced by Huey Moe from July 1966. Chuck Jackson on the Wand label. It's called These Chains of Love, parentheses, Are Breaking Me Down.
chains of love are breaking me down. Oh, baby, so sad but so true. You're loving somebody new. I saw you yesterday. Satisfied 'cause I'm not by your side. And I cried. You don't know how I cried. Oh, baby, listen to me. All right. Yeah. Oh, these chains of love are breaking me down. They wanna let me find a little piece of mine. Oh, they wanna let me find somebody new. I can't get over you. Chains of love are breaking me down. What's wrong with my mind? It bothers me all the time. And now it's getting so I don't even know where to go. 'Cause I'm lost, so lost without you. Oh, yes I am. Oh, baby. Yeah. Oh, these chains of love are breaking me down. They wanna let me find a little piece of mine. Oh, they wanna let me find somebody new. Oh, baby, I can't get over you. Chains of love are breaking me down. These chains of love are breaking me down. Baby, these chains of love are breaking me down. Oh, they're so heavy. Yeah. All right, right there.
That's Mr. Chuck Jackson there. I think one of his harder ones to find, by the way. That one there, a little bit in demand for that Chuck Jackson 45. July 1966 release on the Juan record label. That's his 24th of 32 releases on Juan Records. These chains of love, parentheses, are breaking me down. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition with this gal from Richmond, Virginia. Her debut single was back in 1962 on the 4B label. This was her next release, came out on the Shell label. Her name is Gail Anderson. Gail Anderson, we go back to May 1964. Gail Anderson on the Shell label. It's called They're Laughing at Me.
They warn me you go away, but all I let
Her name is Gail Anderson. Gail Anderson on the Shell record label. Not many releases on the label. I think I have 3 or 4 records on this label. They mentioned the Sam Hawkins. I have that 45. I have another couple other ones. The Darlettes. Is that a group on there, I think? A girl group? Or somebody in the Darlettes? I don't know, but that's Gail Anderson there, May 1964, on the Shell label. They're Laughing at Me. She continued to record into the early 1980s. She had releases on Galaxy, Gamble, and the Roxbury label. You better not be laughing at Johnny G, because I'll take care of you. No, I'm only kidding here. Let's continue now. On my 50s and early 60s show, I often feature a group called The Charts. They had some cool releases in the 1950s on the Everlast record label. Joe Greer, the lead singer on that. But the group eventually broke up. But then a new Charts, one of the members, I think, said, look, I want to sing again. Let's get together a new Charts group. And they formed in the mid-1960s. And their first single came out. Actually, it's a pretty good record. I don't know if you have it, Reed. It's on the Velvetone label. It's called What's Your Excuse? That's actually a record I can play on this show. But they followed it up with 2 releases on the Juan label. This is their first, and a re-sung soulful version of the original Charts classic, Desiree. And this Desiree, the second time around, it charted number 132 on the Bubbling Under charts for 2 weeks, was a big number 7 record on WJLB out of Detroit, Michigan. Now, a new lead singer for the group, his name was Stephen Brown. Stephen Brown is on lead with the Charts here, January 66. Back to Wand Records. There might be distortion on these. I have multiple copies of this record. But anyway, these are the Charts with the resung version of Desiree, or Desiree.
I don't know what
Yeah, saying Desiree. That's the name of it there. The charts, the resung version of that, resung version from January 66, came out on the the Juan record label. Stephen Brown, the lead singer there. Desiree is the name of that tune. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition. This gal, she's from Hollandale, Mississippi. Her real name is Ruby Stackhouse, but she recorded as Ruby Andrews, and she is probably best known for a song from 1967 on the Zodiac label called Casanova. Casanova, your playing days are over. That was from 1967. This is her third release. This is her third release on the Zodiac record label. That can't be. No, it's not. And I'm sorry. The Zodiac release was her third release. I knew it didn't make any sense here. That record, Casanova, was her third release. Let's give a listen to her ninth release. This is her ninth of 15 releases on the Zodiac label, spanning the years 67 through 73. This one released in November of 69. Miss Ruby Andrews. Ruby Andrews on Zodiac. It's called All the Way with the Bengals. No.
And I love, I go all the way, all the way.
Boy, I hear your sweet talking. Your conversation sounds okay. But before I take a liking to you, I want you to know I just don't play. 'Cause when I love, oh yeah, when I give my love all the way. First you got to get your business straight. If there's someone else instead of me, you've got to eliminate the girls you used to love before you get involved with me. 'Cause when I love, oh baby, when I give my love all the way. Yeah, baby. I'm qualified to be the girl you need and love you every way I can. So if you're the guy that wants to win my heart, you've got to be a whole lot of man. 'Cause when I love, yeah, when I give my love, oh yeah, it's got to be
That's Miss Ruby Andrews. Ruby Andrews there. That's her 9th of 15 from November 1969 on the Zodiac label. All the Way is the name of the tune. I think all those Zodiac 45s, I say they're styrene. I don't think I've ever seen a vinyl copy of the Zodiac label, even if there is the promo either. I don't know with it. But anyway, let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. And this next group, they hail from Stamford, Connecticut. Now, in the early 1960s, they recorded two songs that some of my 50s fans would know. Pledge of a Fool and Remember Rita. They recorded for the Epic record label. They also had this release on the RCA record label. Now, the song was written by the lead singer of the group. He also produced this record. His name is Jimmy, I think it's Einer. I-E-N-N-E-R. I don't know how to pronounce that. I-E-N-N-E-R. Jimmy Einer is his name, and he's on lead. Let's give a listen to The Barons. The Barons from December 66 on the RCA record label. It's called Since You're Gone. Those are the Barons, same group that recorded for the Epic record label. This one's on the RCA record label, December 66 release, the Barons. Song entitled Since You're Gone. That one there with Jimmy Einer, the lead singer on that tune. We do the touch of the 70s. We heard, did I play a 70s record yet? I know Santi likes the 70s sounds. No, we have not. We've hit 69, but we haven't been into 1970. We're going to go there in the year 1970. This is a female R&B vocal quartet consisted of Cissy Houston, the mother of Whitney Houston, Estelle Brown, Sylvia Shemwell, and Mima Smith. Collectively, they were known as the Sweet Inspirations. Now, you know their signature song. Back, I think it was, 1968 or 67. The song was called Sweet Inspiration. That was their 6th of 17 releases on the Atlantic label. This is their 14th release for Atlantic. This one arranged by Bobby Martin, produced by the Gamble Huff. When you see that on the record, you gotta buy the 45. This is from March 1970. The Sweet Inspirations on Atlantic. It's called At Last I Found a Love.
All my days were blue, with no one to turn to. Then someone heard my prayer, and you were standing there. At last, I think I found a love. At last, I think I found the love I need. I was first in doubt on how it would work out. I was insecure, but now I can be sure. At last, I think I found a love. At last, I think I found the love I need. Darling, if I let you steal my heart away, would you promise please that you would never stray away from me? Darling, if I let you steal my heart away, would you promise please that you would never stray away from me? At last, I think I found the love I need. At last, I think I found the love I need.
Touch of the 70s here. I don't really venture much into, I don't go past like 71, 72. I mean, 69 is so close to 70. I mean, it's kind of, it's the in-between thing. I think Sirius used to play early 70s stuff on their 60s channel. But anyway, that's the Sweet Inspirations. Their March 1970 release on Atlantic Records, At Last I Found a Love. Now, let's stay. Actually, this is also from March of 1970. Same month, same year. So that's 2 in a row from 1970. But you know this singer. He's from the 1950s. He's originally from San Francisco, was a member of the Romancers on the Dutone record label back in 1955. But he had a big hit in 1958 on the Josie label. I'm sure you know the tune Do You Wanna Dance is the name of his big hit from 58. He also had a hit in the 60s on the Autumn record label. It was called Come On and Swim. That was another cool record, another dance type record. But then he signed with Loma Records in 67. Then I think in 69 he signed with the Double Shot label, and he had 4 releases on Double Shot. This was his 4th. Now, I looked at the title of this. I don't know if you saw the title of this record. It says, "Put Another Dime in the Parking Meter." Now tell me, my parking meters are 25 cents. I don't think they've been a dime. When were they last a dime? I know it was a dime to call. I used to have a dime in my shoe when I was in high school to make a phone call from the phone booth, but when I don't think you can park for anything less than 25 cents. But anyway, I thought it was a cool song from March 1970. Give a listen to Mr. Bobby Freeman. Bobby Freeman on the Double Shot label. It's called "Put Another Dime in the Parking Meter."
I wouldn't be in your room alone, just you and me. How I'm hoping you won't send me away. Guess I'd better leave unless I hear you say, "Put another dime in the parking meter." It would be so nice to hear you say,
"Put another dime in the parking meter."
And stay just a little bit longer. We were through and I came to say goodbye. How I hate to move away from your side. I think I'll get up and pretend to close the door and hope to hear you say, "What you leaving for?" Put another dime in the parking meter and stay. One thin dime will buy an hour of your time. Won't you stay? I just can't get you out of my mind. I'm gonna put another dime in the parking meter. Put another dime in the parking meter. Oh, how I'm hoping you won't send me away. We can work it out
If I let you stay.
Put another dime in the parking meter. Let me stay just a little bit longer, 'cause my love is coming on stronger. Yeah, you know I love you so. Baby, don't make me go. And I'm gonna run out and put another dime in the parking meter.
It's amazing that his. I wonder if he has records after this, 1970. I didn't look to see if he had anything past the Double Shot label. I'm sure he did, because I forget when he passed away. But remember, he goes back to 1955. Bobby Freeman there, March 1970 release on the Double Shot record label. Put Another Dime in the Parking Meter. I put 25 cents the other day. Anyway, let's continue. Here we go. Well, he was in San Francisco. Let's go to Los Angeles for the Incredibles. They had 11 releases on the Audio Arts label. Their biggest hit was a song called "I'll Make It Easy." But let's give a listen to their 7th release on the Audio Arts label, written by the lead singer. His name is Cal Wayman, but this first came out in 1966. This might have been the first release on the label. The numbering sequence on the early Audio Arts are kind of weird, but it was a number 27 record on KDAY in Los Angeles, California, but they reissued this as the 7th release. So we go back to February 68 for this vinyl press by the Incredibles on Audio Arts. It's called "I Found Another Love."
I could get over losing the sunshine. I could get used to
Those are the Incredibles there. The lead singer on that, his name is Cal Wayman, and we're going to talk about him in 1 second. That's February 68 release. Originally released in 1966 on an earlier Audio Arts release. This was their 7th release. I think For Sentimental Reasons is the flip side of that, a ballad. These are the Incredibles with I Found Another Love. Now, Cal Wayman, he was the lead singer of a group called the Shamans, recorded on the K-Ham label back in 1959. Had 2 releases on that label. I have featured them on my 50s show. Let's continue now, and this next singer was born in Racine, Wisconsin. Brian, that's by you. But she recorded for Coral Records beginning in 1957, but she continued to record well, I wouldn't say well, into the 1970s. But she had releases on the Motown label back in 1965. But this is right before she signed with Motown. She did 2 on the Warner Brothers label. This is her second. This tune produced by Jimmy Hillard, arranged by Ernie Freeman. Let's go to May 1965 for Barbara McNair. Barbara McNair on the Warner Brothers record label. It's called It Was Never Like This.
It was never like this. It was never like this.
It was never like this. It was never like this. The way you kiss me, the way you hold me, and the way my heart starts to beat. I am at your feet. It was never like this. The way you make me glad I'm a girl, the way you take me out of this world. No, never like this. I've played with love before, but I've been left wanting more, 'cause nothing ever thrilled me through, till suddenly there was you. Yeah. It was never like this. It was never like this. The way I'm burning, the way I'm learning, all the things a girl should enjoy. With just one boy, a boy like you, who touches my heart, a boy like you, who tears me apart. No, never like this. The way you make me glad I'm a girl, the way you take me out of this world. No, never like this. No, never like this. No, never like this.
That's a big sound there. Big sound of Barbara McNair. Barbara McNair, right before she went to Motown Records. I think she only had 1 national charter. I think that's when I looked in the book. It was one of her Motown singles made it up to number 125, but I didn't see any national chart action, at least on Billboard, for her. That's May 1965, Warner Brothers Records. It Was Never Like This. No, it wasn't. Johnny G here on a Monday evening. It's the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. We're here from 8 to 11 p.m. on Oldies and More Radio. Also broadcasting live on the new webcam view there. couldn't get so you're looking at like a different angle. That's because my father we had like a webcam doctor's appointment here with him, so it kind of messed up the view. So I don't know, maybe you like that view. But anyway, so if you're new to the Vinyl Treasure show and you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends about it. Need to get more subscribers is how I put it. Let's continue here for this group called the Voice Masters, not to be confused with the group out of Detroit, Michigan. This group is out of St. Louis, Missouri. They have 3 releases on the Bamboo label. Let's give a listen to the B-side to their 3rd release, and conflicting release dates on this, because it really doesn't sound like a 70s record, but this is released in April 1970. I saw it, I think, a little earlier in maybe more February or something. I don't know, but either way, I like both sides of this record, but this is the B-side, the Voice Masters on the Bamboo label. It's called If a Woman Catches a Fool.
Worship the ground she walks upon. Don't you let it show. Don't let it show. You'll be the only one that she'll hurt. She'll step on you just like you dirt. Cause if a woman catches a fool now, boy, she'll bump your head. Oh, let me tell you, if a woman catches a fool now, boy, she'll bump your head. You think you found a real love, but don't you feel obliged to let her know your heart, keep your feelings deep inside. Cause fools come a dime a dozen. She's not capable of giving true loving. And if a woman catches a fool now, boys, you bump your head. Listen to me, if a woman catches a fool now, boys, you bump your head. Oh, it's not so easy to confess that once you were somebody's fool. But it may get you going in life to be wise, love to improve. The moral of my story, any fool can plainly see. I said experience is the best teacher. Why can't you learn through me? Life ain't no bed of roses, son. If you make it out sane, you're the lucky one. Cause if a woman catches a fool, oh, well, if she gets you, boy, if she puts her hooks into you, oh yes, you bump your head.
Is Zelda and Christine sneaking in on me there in the chat room on Oldies and More Radio. Let's have, that is I lost my place. The Voice Masters there, April 1970. The Voice Masters on the Bamboo label. If a Woman Catches a Fool is the name of the tune. Let's move on here. Let's go to 1967 now. This appears to be this next group's only release. It's a duet. They are two sisters. They are Darlene and Darla Landon, recorded as the Darling Sisters. And this song produced by Bo Gentry and Richie Cordell, arranged by Jimmy the Whiz Wisner, and this tune written by both those sisters, Darlene and Darla. We go back to November 1967. Give a listen to the Darling Sisters on the MGM record label. It's called Ordinary Boy. That's what Johnny G is, an ordinary boy.
Ordinary walks I used to take, all on my own, a shadow cast just cast one, a movie where I sat alone. Just look my way, Mr. Ordinary Boy. Bring me ordinary joy with your ordinary kisses. Ordinary boy, you make my life so bright and new with just one ordinary smile. You turned me on to loving you. Just look my way, Mr. Ordinary Boy. Bring me ordinary joy with your ordinary kisses.
Almost got caught there. I was reading a comment that a Miami Santi sent me about that. We heard about the Voice Masters. That actually was a B-side, a record released in October '68. I knew it sounded earlier than that. Thanks. I didn't notice that today on 45 Cat. Thank you, Santi, for that info. We just heard there Ordinary Boy by the Darling Sisters, November 1967 release on the MGM record label. Let's continue here for this soul singer. He was born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska, but he relocated out to the West Coast, and he's more of a blues man, but he does have some really cool soul recordings like this up-tempo stomper on the Modern record label. This was a number 17 record on KGFJ out in Los Angeles, California. His name is Vernon Garrett from June 1966 on the Modern label. It's called If I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time.
I know you'll still be mine if I could turn back the hands of time. I never let you get away. If I could turn it back to that day, my darling. Oh, baby, like I feel it in these
Yes, if we could only wish that. Wouldn't we want to do that? Yes, Vernon Garrett there, June 1966, release on the Modern record label. If I could turn back the hands of time, wouldn't that be wonderful if we can do that? Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure show. I was going to say copy. So I was reading Reed's comment there. And this next group initially recorded as the Sand Pebbles for the Cala record label back in 1967. Then in 1969, they changed their names to Sea and the Shells, and the group members were Lonzine Wright, Andrea Bolden, and Calvin White. And here's their first of four on the Cotillion record label, written and produced by Jerry Williams Jr. This one arranged by Gary Sherman. This charted number 5 on WIDD in Fairfield, Alabama. Let's go back to May 1969. This is C, the letter C and the Shells on the Cotillion record label. It's called, I think the lyrics are interesting here, so you girls listen up. It's called I've Fallen in Love. That's C and the Shells. C and the Shells from May 1969. That's on the Cotillion record label. I've fallen in love with a married man. They left that off. You can't fall in love with a married man. That is a definite no-no. Can't do that. But if you're single, it's a different story. She's talking about love child and everything. Interesting there. And I got to look for that request. I will check out that other release by them. I had a bunch of them in the box there, Santi. I will check on that one. Let's continue here. Let's go to the revitalized Cub record label, and this is a tune written by Bill Ramal and Dickie Goodman. Dickie Goodman, of course, half of that Buchanan and Goodman novelty cut-in. We know that Brian Korn knows all about those, but Ramal also produced and arranged this tune. It's on the Cub label, and the new Cub logo. It features Ralph Richards on lead here. Let's go to August 68. They're called the High Lads, Hi-LADS. The High Lads on the Cub label. It's called Ready Ready or Not, Here I Come, the High Lads.
7, 8, 9, 10. Ready or not, here I come. There's a little game called a hide and seek. You close your eyes and don't you peek. You're starting counting up to 10. Everybody hiding there. You said ready or not, here I come. Are you hiding in the closet? No, no, no. Or are you underneath the sofa? Really, Joe? Are you hiding on the back porch, Mary Lou? Who's behind the curtain? I got you. Now don't it cause you've been caught. You play the game like you've been taught. Everybody hide again. And when you count it up to 10, you say ready or not, here I come. Are you hiding in the closet? No, no, no. Are you underneath the sofa? Really, Joe? Are you hiding on the back porch, Mary Lou? Who's behind the curtain? I got you. 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready or not, here I come. There's a little game called a hide and seek. A little game called hide and seek. You close your eyes and don't you peek. Close your eyes and don't you peek. You're starting counting up to 10. Starting counting up to 10. Everybody hiding there. Everybody hiding there. You say ready or not, here I come. Are you hiding in the closet? Are you underneath the sofa? Are you hiding on the back porch? Who's that behind the curtain? Are you hiding in the bushes? Who's that behind the curtain?
So Reed says that's the last. Was that the last release on the label? It's 9162. They used the same numbering sequence. 162 records on this Cub record label. Interesting. I wonder how many I have. I know somebody that just collects Cub records and Brent records. Don't ask me why. But anyway, those are the High Lads. August 1968. Ralph Richards on lead. Ready or Not, Here I Come. Ready or Not, Johnny G goes to the next 45 here for this next lead singer, this gal. She's originally from Poland, but she relocated to the United States. She became the lead singer of the Escorts in 1963. Then in 1964, she became the lead singer of a group called the Gingerbreads. She was known as Goldie and the Gingerbreads. They had a release on the Spokane record label. Then they had 3 on the Atco label. This is their 3rd release on the Atco label. Goldie and the Gingerbreads, the name of the group. Now, Goldie, her real name is Gina or Gina. Yeah, Gina. It's pronounced Gina Zelkowitz. Gina Zelkowitz. What a cool name to say. But she shortened it, I think, to Gina Raven. And this is their third release on the Atco label. This charted here in New York City. It was on WMCA. It was a number 37 record from April 67, Goldie and the Gingerbreads on the Atco record label with Gina Zelkowitz on lead. It's called Walkin' in Different Circles.
Baby, you'd better go now while time is on your side. There's nothing left between us. The river is 10 miles wide. We're walking in different circles, baby. It's a one-way street you're on. I could not been your public, baby. I'm chasing the wind 'cause love has gone. I tried to see things your way. I tried to play your game, but now that it's all over, I try forgetting your name. Walking in different circles, baby. It's a one-way street you're on. I could not been your public, baby. I'm chasing the wind 'cause love is gone. Have you seen the sunrise out in the sky? Well, that's where I'm going when we say goodbye. Walking in different circles, baby. It's a one-way street you're on. I could not been your public, baby. I'm chasing the wind 'cause love has gone. Walking in different circles, baby. It's a one-way street you're on. I could not been your public, baby. I'm chasing the wind 'cause love has gone, gone, gone. Oh, I'm walking in different circles, baby.
As Goldie and the Gingerbreads there. That's their third release on the Atco label from April 67, Walkin' in Different Circles there with Gina Raven, a.k.a. Gina Zelkowitz on lead. Of course, she later became a member of 10 Wheel Drive. When was that? Was that the 70s or the early 80s for that group 10 Wheel Drive? And I got a 45 by them. I should have played it next. But anyway, let's continue here for this next singer. Born in Nashville, Tennessee, but he relocated to Canada. Isn't that where Christine's in Canada? I think she is. But this singer was considered to be a pioneer transgender performer. Now, I guess we'll call her because we'll say her. Her debut single was released on the Cookin' label. It was then picked up by Sue Records, and it became her first of two on the Sue record label for Jackie Shane. Jackie Shane. She would have been 82 yesterday. She was born May 15th, 1940. She died on February 21st, 2019 in her sleep. But this was her biggest hit. And was it Bobby Gass that asked me for a request? Wasn't this one. Bobby Gass asked me for one on the Modern record label, but this is on the Sue label from January 63. Give a listen to Jackie Shane on the Sue label. It's called Any Other Way. Jackie Shane.
Here you come again,
and you say that you're my friend. But I know why you're here. She wants to know how I feel. Tell her that I'm happy. Tell her that I'm gay. Tell her I wouldn't have it any other way. People have been talking since we've been apart. And when I pass, I hear them whisper, there he goes with a broken heart. But when you see my baby, here's what you say. Tell her I wouldn't have it any other way. That's all I got to say, my friend. Now we'd better say goodbye. I think you'd better go right now, or you might see me cry. But when you see my baby, this is what you say. Tell her I wouldn't have it any other way. No other way. I wouldn't have it, baby. No other way. I just won't have it, baby.
That's... We're going to have to say that's Miss Jackie Shane. Jackie Shane there, January 1963, the first of two on the Sue record label. Any Other Way is the name of the tune. And the second one, that's right, is a more in-demand record, In My Tenement, that she does on the Sue record label. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Yes, Rock Chica M, that is a Blue Label 45, no, Blue Vinyl 45, as this next singer was a member of the 1950s group, the Rhythm Aces, recorded it, I think, 1953, I think they started recording for VJ Records, but in 1957, this artist left the group. He went solo with releases on the Era record label. His name is Vince House, but he also recorded as Vince Howard, and he has two on the Viscojon, Viscojon, Viscojon label. This is his second. It's a tune that he wrote, and this is on Blue Vinyl. This is from May 64. Give a listen to Vince Howard on Viscojon Records. It's called If You Need Somebody.
If you need somebody to hold your hand, if you need somebody to understand, if you need someone to hold you and love eternally, if you need somebody, then baby take me. If you need
That's Vince Howard. Vince Howard from May 1964. It's on the Visco John record label. I say it differently each time I say it. That's If You Need Somebody. Yes, Reed, when he was on the Era label, he sang with a group called The Planets. I think they were called the Magic Notes first, or Magic Tones. Magic Notes, maybe. I'm losing my mind. John G. losing my mind here on a Monday evening. Let's continue now. Can't tell you much about this next gal, but she has releases on Blue Rock, on Limelight, and this one on Morris Levy's Roulette record label. Her name is Little Rose Little. Little Rose Little's her name. This is from July 67. It's called You've Got the Love. Her name is Little Rose Little. I don't know how Little Rose was. How little was Rose? I don't know. But that's Little Rose Little there, July 1967. Morris Levy's Roulette Records out of New York City. You've Got the Love. Johnny G's Got the Love every Monday from 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Oldies and More Radio. Also live on the YouTube stream as we continue here. This singer, originally from Nashville, Tennessee, he was a member of the 1950s group The Chargers that recorded for the RCA record label. He was also a member of the Dinosaurs, D-Y-N-A, Dinosaurs, that recorded for Rendezvous Records, but then embarked on a solo career in 1960, recorded for a number of labels like Good Sound and Ray Star and Little Star and Mercury. And here's a later one by him on the Samar, S-A-M-A-R label, which is a label out of Rochester, New York. It's a song he wrote. This was his second release on the Samar record label. Let's give a listen to Jimmy Norman. Jimmy Norman from August 66 on the Samar record label. It's called This I Beg of You.
Talk to me, my love. Say you want me only, and hold me in your arms, 'cause my heart is lonely. Tell me that you love me true, such a love I never knew. So you never break my heart, will never part. This I beg of you. I beg of you, baby. This I beg of you. I beg of you. And darling, close your eyes. Just don't dream of party and crazy love like this has a way of starting. Gotta make it understand all the love that you command. I never have a lonely night, just hold me tight. This I beg of you. I beg of you. This I beg of you. I beg of you. Understand all my love that you command. I never have a lonely night, just hold me tight. This I beg of you. I beg, baby, baby. This I beg of you. I beg of you, baby. This I beg of you, baby. I beg of you. I please. I beg, baby, baby. Please don't leave me. Can't you see it down on my knees? I beg of you, baby. I'm begging you, baby.
That's the sound of Jimmy Norman here on the All 60s edition. August 66 release on the Samar record label. This I Beg of You is the name of the tune. Actually, that's the B-side, which I like better than the A-side there. Now, let's move into 1968 here with a girl group out of Nashville, Tennessee. This trio included Beverly and Francesca Bard and Paula Hester. Collectively, they were known as the Avons. They first recorded on the Groove label back in 1963. I think they had 2 or 3 releases on Groove. They have another one on Soundstage 7 and one on A-Bet, one on Excello, and then this label, the Referee record label. Not many releases on this label, but this is one of the later ones, releases on that label, by the way, from August 68, the Avons on Referee. It's called Tell Me Baby, parentheses, Who Would I Be?
Tell me, baby, what can I do to ensure myself from losing you? I get so jealous, baby, I'm crazy about you. If I ever had to live without you, tell me who would I be? Tell me, baby, I just got to know. What would I do? Your good loving just flips my control. Yeah, I go for you, baby, heart and soul. It's no secret, baby, my love is so strong. If anything should ever go wrong, tell me who would I be? Tell me, baby, what would I do? I just got to know. Keep you happy, I walk that land. A love like yours, so hard to find. If you get tired, you wanna be free, there'll be the end of this world for me. Tell me who would I be? Tell me, baby, I just got to know. What would I do?
called the Avons. The Avons on the Referee record label, the fall of 68 for that release. Tell Me Baby, parentheses, Who Would I Be is the name of the tune. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this group from Columbus, Ohio. They have 2 releases on Bill Moss's Capsule Records. Capsule Records is out of Columbus, Ohio. This is their first. The group is called Johnson Hawkins, Tatum, and Endure. It's got the wrong thing there. D-U-R-R, Endure. And the name of the tune is called Your Love Keeps Drawing Me Closer. This one released in March of 1971. And, wait, what did I say here? And it says Virgil Johnson. Oh, wow. I didn't... Wait, Virgil Johnson of the... Wait a minute. It says the group is Johnson, Hawkins, Tatum, and Endure. And Virgil Johnson of the Velvets? Virgil Johnson, who is lead. Or am I getting confused here? I don't know. Anyway, Hawkins is a mistake for Al Dawson. And I don't know what that is. Anyway, from March 71, Johnson, Hawkins, Tatum, Endure on the Capsule record label. It's called Your Love Keeps Drawing Me Closer. Touch of 1971.
Never before have I felt so good. Joy came when you stole my heart. I never leave you as if I could, baby. Ooh, the pain when we're apart. Your love keep drawing me closer. Your love keep drawing me closer. Never before has life meant so much. There's no need to ask me why. To hear your voice, to feel your touch. My only thoughts are you and I. Oh, baby, your love keep drawing me closer. Your love keep drawing me closer. Never before have I loved this so. Like a kid with a brand new toy. You show me the way somehow. Look past sorrow into joy. Your love keep drawing me closer. Your love keep drawing me closer. Never before have I loved you so. Like a kid with a brand new toy. You show me the way somehow. Look past sorrow into joy. Your love keep drawing me a little bit closer. Your love keep drawing me closer. Your love keep drawing me. Oh yeah. Your love keep drawing me. Hey, hey. Your love keep drawing me. Your love keep drawing me.
Whoops. John G losing his mind here. That's the touch of the 70s there. That release from I had the release date here as March 71 for Johnson, Hawkins, Tatum, Endure. That's on the Capsule record label. That is their first of 2 on that label. Song entitled Your Love Keeps Drawing Me Closer. And we're going to flip that 45 over for Reed King, who is in our YouTube chat room. So we're going to put that one aside here. We're going to play it toward the end of the show. Let's continue now. For this gal by the name of Regina, there's no last name on this, so I don't know who this gal is. I have no info on her. It's on the Columbia label. It was produced by Bob Wild and Art Polemus, and the song was done later on, I think in 1966. Chi-Chi recorded this on the Cap label, but this is a year earlier. This is September 65, and this charted. This was a number 66 record on WQTV in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. So let's give it a whirl here. Her name is Regina from September 65 on Columbia. It's called If You're Gonna Love Me. Regina. That gal's name is Regina. I don't know her last name. Why would they just put one Regina? I don't know about that, but that's September 1965 release on the Columbia record label. If You're Gonna Love Me is the name of the tune. Hope you're digging on the cool 60s 45s out of Johnny G's collection. We do it every Monday night from 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Oldies and More Radio. And tell your friends about it. Tune in on the Oldies and More streamer. You can go to the YouTube video stream. You can see my two Audio-Technica turntables and the cool looking labels, although the white promo Columbias, they're not that cool looking, nor this terrible scratched up roulette record label that I got up next. But this next singer began singing at the age of 13, initially recording for VJ Records, had two releases on VJ in 1963. Then he signed with Morris Levy's roulette record label for 3 singles. This is his, I think this is his second. I don't know, it could be his third. But it was written and produced by Henry Glover. This charted number 43 on WJMO out of Cleveland, Ohio. We go back to April 1966. This is his third single, not his second. Wayne Anthony's his name on the Roulette record label. It's called You Ain't Wrapped Too Tight.
What people are saying about me.
You know the people are talking now.
I'm here to tell you
I know some girls that aren't wrapped too tight. They will stay nameless, though. But that is that Wayne Anthony there. Wayne Anthony from April 66 on the Roulette record label. You Ain't Wrapped Too Tight is the name of that tune. Let's move on here on the All 60s edition for this next singer. He began recording back in 1956 for the Calvert record label. He was born in Pegram, is that right, Daryl? Pegram, Tennessee. His real name was Versi Eugene Allison. Recorded as Gene Allison. Had releases on a lot of different labels. VJ, Decca, Champion, I think some other releases. I think I even has one on Referee that I played earlier. But this one's on Monument. He has this one release on the Monument label, and it's a song he wrote. Let's go back to March of 1965 for Gene Allison. Gene Allison on the Monument label. It's called I Didn't Know Which Way to Turn.
Sometimes when I'm feeling blue, I close my eyes and I dream of you. In my heart, you made the fire burn, and without you, I wouldn't know which way to turn. I wouldn't know which way to turn. I'll be your slave till the day I die. Don't ever leave me, it would make me cry. In my heart, may the fire burn, and without you, I wouldn't know which way to turn. I wouldn't know which way to turn. I'm a true love who want only your love, and I'm yours, and I'm yours. My heart, you made the fire burn, and without you, I would know which way to turn. I would know which way to turn.
That's the sound of Gene Allison there. March 1965 release, came out on the Monument record label. I Didn't Know Which Way to Turn is the name of the tune. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures for this gal by the name of Brenda Jones, and I'm guessing she's out of Baltimore, Maryland, because this is on the Rujak label. Rujak Records is out of Baltimore, Maryland. Now, this Brenda Jones is not the same Brenda Lee Jones that recorded on Russ Records, recorded with Welton Young as Dean and Gene. That Gene was Brenda Lee Jones. This is different. This is Brenda Jones, and she co-wrote this tune. It's from 1964, I think. Let's give it a spin. Brenda Jones on the Rujak label out of Baltimore, Maryland. It's called I'm So Afraid.
Let me tell you now. afraid, so afraid to fall in love, afraid I'll have to cry. I wanna tell you now, tell every boy I meet, go away from me, you're telling me a lie. I know that one of these days, I'm gonna meet someone. I think that will be true. I know that one of these days, I'm gonna cry just like a Betty and Mary and Sue. That's why I'm so afraid to fall in love. I know I'll just die. I think that will be true. I know that one of these days, I'm gonna cry just like a Betty and Mary and Sue. That's why I'm so afraid to fall in love. I know I'll just die. No, I ain't gonna cry. No, I ain't gonna cry. No, I ain't gonna cry. Yes, I know I'll just die.
There you go. That's Brenda Jones. I don't know where I picked that up. I think I paid $20 for that 45. Brenda Jones, 1964 on the Rujack record label. I'm So Afraid is the name of that tune. Well, actually, the schools were afraid here. They had to close. They closed early for tornado warnings. It's kind of right now. It's 64. Now it says mostly clear. It was pouring rain about 20 minutes ago. But anyway, weird weather here at this time of year. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Have a duo up next. This is on the Epic record label. They're Frankie and Johnny, and I'm guessing that they are the same guys that wrote this song. They're Frankie and Johnny Taliercio, I guess. I don't know if Johnny G said it right. Taliercio. And it was arranged and conducted by Bob Haley. This one released in April of 1966. Let's give it a whirl here. Frankie and Johnny on Epic. It's called Twos. Well, it's kind of weird. When I look at this thing, I'm like thinking of, remember that show called Three's Company? Well, this is called Two's Company. This is Frankie and Johnny.
For I love you so, don't tell me to go away, boy. Who needs you anymore? You're only in the way now. Our love's not like before. For two, somebody and freeze a crowd. You're only in the way. So you can't stay. Once she said she loved me, she was my very own. Places that we used to walk, I now walk alone. For two's company and three's a crowd, I'm only in the way. Two's company and three's a crowd. There's one too many, so I can't stay. So girl, I
Two's Company, Three's a Crowd, but that's Two's Company there, five, Frankie and Johnny. April 1966 came out on the Epic record label. Let's stay with the duos. Actually, this is a duet. I call two guys duos, a guy and a gal a duet. And they're from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. This one written by Leon Huff, produced by Johnny Madera and David White and Leon Huff. It's the first of two on the Atco label for Naomi Wilson and Harris Hughes, recording as Naomi and Harris. This one released in March of 1967 on the Atco record label. It's called You're My Baby. That's duets here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's Naomi and Harris singing as Naomi Wilson and Harris Hughes, March 67 release. That's on the Atco label. You're My Baby is the name of that tune. Let's head out to California now for this group called the New Yorkers. So it's kind of odd they're in California, but they're called the New Yorkers. They'd have to change their name, by the way, as this record came out also as the Royal Knights because they were forced to change their name. But this was first issued on Rosie Greer's Tactful label, TAC-FUL, came out on that label first, but it was then issued on the Radio City label, another pun on being in New York, because Radio City Music Hall, of course. But I have this record as on the Radio City label. It was written and produced by James Gresham, who might be a member of this group, I'm not sure, but he does have some pretty good records. I know I have one on Barbary Coast, and I forget the other, maybe Taylor Records. But this is from April of 1965. This was later released or was reissued again as the Royal Knights, but first as the New Yorkers, and it's on Radio City. And let's send this one out to Dave the Rave. This would be his wish, I guess. April 65, the New Yorkers with There's Going to Be a Wedding. Maybe they're trying to sound like the Impressions on that release there. But those are the New Yorkers. The New Yorkers from April 65 on the Radio City record label. There's Going to Be a Wedding is the name of the tune. No, there is not. Not at least in my circle. Anyway, let's continue here. Got another duet here. This is June and Donnie. Can you guess who they are? June and Donnie on the Kurt Tom record label. Well, they are really Donnie Hathaway. He's from Chicago, Illinois, and June Conquest. Her real name, Marlene Teasley, but June Conquest, she's from Houston, Texas. This is their first of two they did on Curtis Mayfield's Kurt Tom record label, produced by Curtis Mayfield and Donny Hathaway. This one from January 1969, as we just heard a song that sounded like the Impressions, and here's Curtis Mayfield of the Impressions producing this one. June and Donnie's their name on the Kurt Tom label. It's called What's This I See?
What's this I see?
What's this I see?
Standing here before me, it's my baby.
It's my baby.
I'm so surprised.
I'm so surprised.
He's got tears in his eyes. It's my baby.
It's my baby.
I remember when he left. He said he found the best girl in the world. But now that he has broken your heart, you're begging me, oh, to understand what's this I see.
What's this I see?
On bending knees, it's my baby.
It's my baby.
I can't believe my eyes. He's crying. It's my baby.
It's my baby.
You've been hurt. This I know, but I won't say I told you so. I told you I'd always be your fool. I'll take you back, 'cause I still love you.
What's this I see? What's this I see? What's this I see?
Oh, standing here before me, my baby.
It's my baby.
I'm so surprised. He's got tears in his eyes. It's my baby.
It's my baby.
I remember when you left. You said you'd found the best girl in the world. But now that he has broken your heart, you're begging me, oh, to understand what's this I see.
What's this I see?
Oh, my baby.
What's this I see?
And he's begging me
What's this I see?
down on his knees.
What's this I see?
Oh, yeah.
It almost sounds like a solo by June Conquest. That must be Donnie with the high vocals in the background there, along with maybe the Impressions there, or at least Curtis Mayfield. January 69 released June and Donnie on the Kurt Tom record label. What's This I See? What's This I See is a record from 1969 on the Filet of Soul record label. Up next for this singer from Grove Hill, Alabama, but he grew up in Mobile, Alabama, best known for his instrumental hit called The Horse. His name is Clifford James Noble. Here's the B-side to his fourth of five on the Filet of Soul label. We go back to January 69. Mr. Cliff Noble's on Filet of Soul. It's called Burning Desire.
My heart is a burning desire. The way I love you set my soul on fire. Every day my love is real. Come closer and you can feel
so different and so true. My heart is at your command. I just want you to understand. My love is a burning desire. My love, my love, my love, my love is a burning desire. My life is yours forever. This love of mine will leave you never. Every day, my love I'll give just for you. Alone I'll live. My love is a burning desire. Ba-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da. Baby, my love. Oh, talking about my love. Nobody's loving my love. My love, burning. Oh, it's a burning desire. My love, don't you see? My love, don't you see? It's on fire. My love, oh baby, it's a burning desire. Oh yes, talk about my love, my love, my love, my love, my love is a burning desire. One more time, yeah, my love.
I wonder who else was singing with him on that. You think it was him overdubbing? I don't know. Could have been somebody else singing with him on that 45 there. That's Cliff Noble's January 69 release. That's actually a B-side, his fourth of five on the Filet of Soul record label, Burning Desire. Unfortunately, he passed away October of 2008 at the age of 67. We remember him here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And let's continue now. Let's go to this duo from Phoenix, Arizona. Their first release came out on the Nightingale label back in 1963. They were Eddie and Ernie, which were Eddie Campbell and Ernie Johnson. Of course, their biggest R&B hit was their first release on the Eastern label. It's called Time Waits for No One, but here's their fifth release on the Eastern record label. This one from February 66. Give a listen to Eddie and Ernie. It's called I Can't Do It, parentheses, I Just Can't Leave You. Eddie and Ernie.
My friends tell me every day what a fool I am to say I can't do it, no, I can't leave it. It's just the way to stay in the year. I've been trying, baby. I ain't lying. I won't leave it.
There you go with Eddie and Ernie. Eddie and Ernie's from February 66, their fifth release on the Eastern record label. I Can't Do It, parentheses, I Just Can't leave you. Let's continue now. And this next one says on the label, I held it up real quick if you saw, it said recorded in England. But to me, it doesn't sound like she has an English accent. She sort of sounds like Barbara Lewis on this. The tune was written by Jerry Goffin and Carole King, so maybe this is a U.S. artist. So maybe a U.S. artist also... Wait, I don't know what that means, what I wrote. But anyways, from July 65, her name is Marian Angel. It's got to be a made-up name. Marian Angel on the Jubilee record label. Both sides are pretty nice on this. It's called It's Gonna Be All Right. This is Marian Angel from July 65. That didn't go right there. Sorry about that, folks.
I told you when I met you, I just couldn't give you the love you needed. I told you I still love him, but you couldn't thrill me the way that he did. I said that he would always be the only man in the world for me. But baby, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Life sure has made it so easy to forget all about him. You made me see I can live without him. When my heart was filled with sadness, soothing it was having you to go to. The tender love you offered was something that I just couldn't say no to. From just a spark, my love has grown, and now it's there for you alone. And I know it's gonna be alright. Jump on in now. It's gonna be alright. You came and led me out of the darkness and into the light. And I know, baby, it's gonna be alright. You led me out of the darkness and into the light. And I know, baby, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Lay your head on my shoulder. It's gonna be alright. 'Cause you're my man now, and I know, baby, it's gonna be alright.
There you go. She sounds like Barbara Mason. No, Barbara Lewis. She sounds like... Did I say Barbara Mason? I meant Barbara Lewis. Yeah, Barbara Lewis. Her name is Marian Angel. Marian Angel from July 65. It's on the Jubilee record label. It's Gonna Be All Right is the name of that tune. Let's move on here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this group that formed in... Pennsylvania. Their first recording came out in March of 1966 on the Laurie label as the Starfires. They then changed their name to Eddie Day and the Nighttimers in 1967 on the B&B record label. Then they had this one follow-up that came out on the Onyx label. This is Onyx Records out of Philadelphia. The tune co-written by the lead singer. His name is Eddie Pashtinsky, a.k.a. Eddie Day. And in 2008, Eddie was elected as the state representative for Wilkie Bar, Pennsylvania. Did I say that right? I did, I guess. Wilkie Bar, Pennsylvania. But anyway, this is from 1968. It's Eddie Day and the Nighttimers on the Onyx label, Onyx Records out of Philly. And not that I wish summer to end, but I hate the hot weather. But the song is called Summer's Gone.
Summer's gone away. We must go our own separate ways, and the memories will never fail to be. But when we part, we must promise ourselves never look back again. Never again. You and I said goodbye through a kiss with a sigh, and the feeling in our hearts crowded out misery. But when we part, we must promise ourselves never look back again. I'll remember winter snows and mistletoes bring holiday cheer, but summer nights with you inside, the thought I'll always revere. But falling leaves from autumn's trees, the message it reveals. Though love was warm as summer wind, cool autumn days brought the end. Summer's gone away. We must go our own separate ways, and the memories will never fail to be. But when we part, we must promise ourselves never look back again. Summer's gone away. Summer's gone away. Summer's gone. Summer's gone.
That was a very interesting record, wasn't it? Eddie Day and the Nighttimers there, 1968 release on the Onyx record label. Summer's gone. It's not gone. It's just beginning. And let me see. Floyd Flowers asked Johnny, can you play the flip? Well, the flip of this is not Tomorrow's Fool. Wait, not of that record. Means of the Marian Angel record. Yes, I will play the Marian Angel flip side. Yes, we will. We'll get that on there for Floyd Flowers in it soon, as we continue to wind down here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's go to Three Rivers, Texas for this next singer. He recorded with his band called The Traits beginning in 1958 for the TNT label. Probably best known, though, for his 1965 hit on Backbeat Records. Do any of you remember a song called Treat Her Right? And came out on the Backbeat label. But this is his sixth release on Backbeat Records, which made it up to number 95 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was a big number 5 record, though, on KILT in Houston, Texas. And this song originally done by PJ Proby earlier in the year of 65, but Roy Head also has a pretty nice version of this tune, and he passed away. He died of a heart attack not too long ago, September 21st of 2020. He was 79 years old. But let's remember Roy Head here from August 66 on the Backbeat record label, his rendition of the tune To Make a Big Man Cry.
It only takes a little girl to make a big man cry. She only has to take his heart and break his heart, telling him goodbye. sinking in the winking of an eye. She only has to shake it off and break it off with no reason why. To make a big man cry, it's easy to do. To make a big man cry, just tell him you're through and then watch him cry. Yes, boy, it's easy to do. Watch him cry. Yes, boy, it could happen to you. Watch him cry. You know what he's saying is true. Because it happened to me. Because it happened to me. Just take a look and you'll see. Just take a look and you'll see. I'm only part of the man, just half of the man I used to be. And no, it only takes a little girl to make a big man cry. She only has to lead him on, and when she's gone, he'll just wanna die. To make a big man cry, it's easy to do. To make a big man cry, just tell him you're through and then watch him cry. Watch the big man cry. Watch the big man cry. Watch the big man cry. Just watch me cry. Watch the big man cry. Watch him
That's the sound of Roy Head there. Not known for this type of ballad, really. And he performed that on American Bandstand in 1965. There's a clip. You can check it out on YouTube. But that's August... well, I messed up. I said 65. And I just went to get my eyes checked. August 1966 on the Backbeat record label. Mr. Roy Head, his rendition of the tune To Make a Big Man Cry. Johnny G not crying. Although some of these records sometimes can be so expensive to make you cry. But let's go to Los Angeles, California for this group. They backed up Johnny Wesley in 1964 on the Melick label, but then they had their own release on the VJ label. This tune written by Theodore Toney. He was a member of the group. Other members were Bobby Mitchell, Bobby Harrell, he played the guitar, and the lead singer Otis Taylor. Let's go to October 1964 for the 4 T's, T-E-E-S, the 4 T's, excuse me. This is on the VJ record label. The unusual thing for this, both sides of the title of this have like 3 dashes before the first word and after the last word. Why they would do that, I have no clue. But anyway, these are the 4 T's from October 64 on VJ. It's called Like My Baby.
Like my baby, oh my baby, treats me right, calls me honey, baby. You gotta walk that walk, yeah. You get like my baby. Like my baby. Like my baby.
They're called the 4 T's, T-E-E-S, I guess like the golf tee maybe? I don't know. But anyway, that's October 64, the 4 T's on the VJ label. Like My Baby, the name of the tune. Otis Taylor, the lead singer. They did 2 more on the Kent label. Wait, Kent label in 1950? I don't know about that. Unless that's 1960. I don't know. Anyway, Johnny G here trying to read the writing here as we continue here and speaking and going to a girl group here from Montclair, New Jersey. I think, where is Peter? Peter, if you're tuned into the Vinyl Treasure Show, I think this was one of your requests. This group out of Montclair, New Jersey, they put out 3 releases on the RCA record label. This is their second, a tune written by Valerie Simpson, Nick Ashford, and Joe Armstead. And this one arranged by Gary Sherman. The lead singer on this, her name is Carol Williams. They're called the Geminis. This charted number 21 on KGFJ out of Los Angeles, California. This is from June 66. Let's send this one out to Peter if you're tuned in. The Geminis on RCA. It's called A Friend of Mine.
That you were just no good and you never would be. A friend of mine told me that the best thing to do would be to set you free. So I let you slip away, and I just got the news today. You're doing fine. Oh yeah, with a friend of mine. A friend of mine told me you would never amount to anything. A friend of mine told me that heartache and trouble is all you bring. Like a fool, I let you go, and wasn't I surprised to know you're doing fine. Oh yeah, with a friend of mine. A friend of mine told me I should have known what she was trying to do, and kept my faith and trusted in you. But I believed of somebody else when she was just trying to get you for herself. A friend of mine told me, told me that I was crazy to keep you hanging around. A friend of mine told me, she said if I were you, honey, I'd put him down. So without really thinking twice, I took her advice. Now you're doing fine. Oh yeah, with a friend of mine. A friend of mine told me. A friend of mine told me I should have known what she was trying to do.
Those are the Geminis. Geminis going out to Peter on the RCA record label. That is their second release, second of 3 on RCA. From June 1966, a song entitled A Friend of Mine. It should be A Friend of Mine Told Me, is what it should have said. But no, it's okay. Let's continue here. We're going to a couple more here. We're going to get to those flip sides there. This next tune is a cover song. This song was first recorded in back in '65 on the Phillips label by a group called The Changing Times, but it became a national hit when Crispian St. Peter's version came out on the Jamie record label. That was, 66 maybe? But this release is from May of 67, a cover done by a group called The Spirits. This tune arranged by Trade Martin. This is on the Toot label, and this charted number 37 on WJMO out of Cleveland, Ohio. It's the first of two for The Spirits on the Toot label from May 67, their rendition of the tune called Pied Piper.
With a masquerading, you always contemplating what to do when happiness has found you. Can't you see that it's all around? Oh, baby, follow me. Hey, come on, baby, follow me. I'm the Pied Piper. Follow me. I'm the Pied Piper, and I'll show you where it's at. Hey, come on, baby, can't you see? I'm the Pied Piper, trust in me. I'm the Pied Piper, and I'll show you where it's at. Alright, feel pretty good now. Listen, girl, don't be scared to move now. Baby, what are you trying to prove? Yeah, it's not true that happiness has kicked you. Yes, you're mine, and that's all that's tricking you. Oh, baby, get in line. Hey, come on, baby, follow me. I'm the Pied Piper. Follow me. I'm the Pied Piper, and I'll show you where it's at. Hey, come on, baby, can't you see? I'm the Pied Piper, trust in me. I'm the Pied Piper, and I'll show you where it's at. Hey, come on, baby, follow me. I'm the Pied Piper, follow me. I'm the Pied Piper, and I'll show you where it's at. Hey, come on, baby, can't you see? I'm the Pied Piper.
Those are the Spirits there from May 1967 on the Toot record label, their rendition of the tune Pied Piper. Johnny G is your Pied Piper here on a Monday evening, 8 to 11 p.m. on Oldies and More Radio, also live on YouTube. Let's continue. After this record, we'll go to the flip sides there. And the last time I played this might have been 2000. When did I play this record? Maybe 2014 or so. I played it for Linda Gaeta, and this singer here was the lead singer of the Imaginations that recorded for the Ballad label. And this is his first solo release, though, that came out on the Kama Sutra label. And he was using, at the time, wait, what does this say? Using the name Bobby Mann for, when he was recording with the Imaginations, he was using the name of Bobby Mann, but with his first release on the Kama Sutra label, he changed it to Bobby Bloom. And of course, he had a big hit in 1970 called Montego Bay. But here is his second release on the Kama Sutra label, arranged and conducted by Jimmy the Whiz Wisner from March of 1967. Give a listen to Bobby Bloom. Bobby Bloom on Kama Sutra. It's called Love Don't Let Me Down.
Love, show your face. If you're real, please help erase all the doubts I have in you. Because I've given all I've got to give, and still I haven't found the feeling that I need to satisfy my hate. You know that I'm gonna count on you to be the one to end my misery. Come on, love, don't let me down, don't let me down, don't let me down, don't let me down. Love, be my friend. Let me taste your magic blend. Now don't remain a mystery, because I've given all I've got to give, but still I haven't found the feeling that I need to satisfy my head. You know that I'm gonna count on you to be the one to end my misery. Come on, love, don't let me down, don't let me down, don't let me down, don't let me down. Come on, love, I've got to feel your fire. Come on, love, now let it burn inside of me. Come on, love, now do it to me. Love, don't let me down. I'm gonna count on you to get to me. Love, don't let me down. Send those magic feelings through me. Love, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Come on, love, I know you hear me. Love, don't let me down. I'm gonna count on you to get near me. Love, don't let me down. Come on, love, now do it to me. Love, don't let me. Don't you let me. Don't let me. Don't let me down.
Don't say that, Christine. It won't let you down all the time. There's always somebody out there for someone. You just never know. A lot of things change in life, so don't ever think that love will let you down. Listen, I'm speaking from experience here. That's Bobby Bloom there, March 1967 on the Kama Sutra label. Love Don't Let Me Down is the name of that tune. I'll play one more here before we get to those flip sides. For this gal, she was born in Oakland, California, but she moved to Chicago. First recording in 1966 on the her first release was in 1966 on the Special Agent label. Her biggest hit was a song called Love Makes a Woman, released on Brunswick Records in 1968. But here's her 10th of 16 for the Brunswick label, and 3 of those were duets she did with Gene Chandler. This record charted number 30 on the Billboard R&B charts. She wrote this tune together with he wasn't he was Shylight member Eugene Record. We go to October 1969 for Miss Barbara Acklin on the Brunswick label. The song is called After You. After You.
Yes, you did. And I'm here on this island. Yes, I am. No one around. My baby, I've got to regroup and get myself together. Now that you go, I'd rather do better. But after you, oh baby, my baby, after you, oh honey, my baby, then who? Tell me, baby, then who? You played with my heart, yes you did, but you knew I was wise. My baby, all I could hear was I'm sorry's an alibi.
That's Miss Barbara Ackland. Ackland, A-C-K, Ackland. Jeez, Johnny. Barbara Ackland there. That one there on the Brunswick record label. That's her 10th of 16 releases. Lots of records on Brunswick for her, Dave the Rave. You got to check it out. I mean, I don't even know if I have all of her records. That's October 1969, song entitled After You. Let's go to a couple of flip sides here. Up first, record number 28 tonight was from March of 71 by Johnson, Hawkins, Tatum, and Doer on the Capsule record label. It's called Your Love Keeps Drawing Me Closer, and Reed King wanted Johnny G to flip it over, so let's flip it over here from March 71 on the Capsule record label, Johnson, Hawkins, Tatum, and Doer for Reed. It's called You Can't Blame Me. This is for Reed.
Deep inside you pray, oh, he'll bring her back someday. Did you see her face upon the wall? You wonder if he knows. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Your dream has been taken, and you're not mistaken. Oh, dreaming they come back.
Touch of the 70s here on the All 60s edition. That's by instant request for Reed King in our YouTube chat room. That is the law firm of Johnson, Hawkins, Tatum, and Doer, as Santi also put it, and also Dave the Rave put it. March 71, You You Can't Blame Me. That on the Capsule record label. And another flip side here, going out to Floyd Flowers. Record number 39 was by Marian Angel from July 1965 on the Jubilee label. It's Gonna Be All Right. And Floyd wanted to hear the flip. It's called Tomorrow's Fool. This is for Floyd. As going out to Floyd Flowers in our YouTube chat room, Marian Angel. Song entitled Tomorrow's Fool from July 1965. That's the B-side on the Jubilee label. The A-side was called It's Gonna Be All Right. We'll get a couple in here before we sign off around 11:15, we'll say. And let's go to Greensville, Mississippi for this next singer, discovered by Harold Burridge, and it's Mr. Tyrone Davis. Now, last week I played, I forget which one I played, 621, I think, is I played. This is Descar 623. This was his 9th of 29 releases for the Descar record label. Came out in March 1971. Tyrone Davis on Descar Records. It's called Just My Way of Loving You. This was a B-side.
If I act a little strange when the fellas stare at you, don't hold it against me, baby. Don't ever say that we're through. Please, darling, try not to blame me. Don't try to change me. That's just my way of loving you. Oh, baby, it's just my way of loving you, baby. There is an old saying. It may be old, but yet it's so true. Love is a sickness at heart. Even the doctors can't cure. So, darling, try not to blame me. Don't try to change me. That's just my way of loving you. Oh, baby,
say I love you, baby, I mean it, honey, I mean it. Now don't think I'm jealous, baby, like so many others do. I can't hide my pride, 'cause deep inside I'm so much in love with you. So darling, try not to blame me. Don't try to change me. That's just my way of loving you. Oh baby, it's just my way of loving you, baby. And I just can't help myself about it, baby. I love you, honey. That's just my way.
As Mr. Tyrone Davis. Tyrone Davis there from March 71. Played, what, 4 records from 1971, but that's got a 69 sound. Just My Way of Loving You there. Tyrone Davis on the Descar record label. Couple more records to go before we sign off here for this next gal. She's from Ohio, started singing jazz in the 1950s. In 1959, she moved to New York City, and in 1960, she signed with Capitol Records with a ton of releases. And her biggest pop hit was in 64, a song called You Don't Know How Glad I Am. But here's one written by, is this right? Yeah, was this? Yeah, it was written by Neil Sedaka and Carol Bayer, with H.B. Barnum producing this. H.B. Barnum Music. This charted regionally. This was a number 50 record on WRRC out of Spring Valley, New York. That was like a breakout market, that station. But anyways, from June of 67, give a listen to Nancy Wilson. Nancy Wilson on the Capitol label. It's called Don't Look Over Your Shoulder.
First you don't sleep at night. You think you're gonna die and you know you're gonna cry all day. Then once the tears are gone, you feel all alone, 'cause you're left on your own. Remember one thing, don't look over your shoulder. There's no going back, you gotta go on instead. Don't look over your shoulder. Keep walking straight ahead. You think you've hit an all-time low. You're feeling so lost and your love for him has cost your pride. You think nobody wants you now, but you gotta go on and believe that he's gone. Remember one thing, don't look over your shoulder. There's no going back, you gotta go on instead. Don't look over your shoulder. Keep right on walking, keep walking straight ahead. Straight ahead, to a new day. Straight ahead, and you'll see that you laugh at the past. Don't be afraid. The future was made for you. Remember only this, don't look over your shoulder. There's no going back, you gotta go on instead. Don't look over your shoulder. Keep right on walking, keep walking straight ahead. Straight ahead.
That's actually a different sound for her, really. Not known for that type of sound, but that's Nancy Wilson there, June 1967. When I say Spring Valley, New York, that's not a breakout market. That's a local to Johnny G. Sorry about that, folks. Johnny G's eyes playing tricks on him. That's Nancy Wilson, June 67 on the Capitol label, Don't Look Over Your Shoulders. Well, Johnny G's going to be looking over his shoulder. 2 more 45s to go. Then we're signing off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this next group. They formed in Cleveland, Mississippi back in 1965, and they had 5 releases on the Tower label. This is their third release. A tune written by Gary and Jan Paxton. It features keyboardist Bruce Blackman on lead. This charted number 29 on WLYS in Buffalo, New York. This was on an LP they put out. They put out an LP called Timeless, and you can, if you own that LP, buy the Eternity's Children. This is released in October 68. Eternity's Children on Tower. It's called Till I Hear It From You.
You've been hearing things about me. I heard that you said you don't need me, but all this he said, she said, just won't do, and I won't believe a thing till I hear it from you. Till I hear it from you, baby. Till I hear it from you. You said I thought you cheated on me, but you know that I know it just couldn't be. All this he said, she said, won't do, and I won't believe a thing till I hear it from you. Till I hear it from you, baby. Till I hear it from you. Till I hear it from you. Till I hear it from you. Till I hear it from you.
That's Eternity's Children, October 1968 release there. That's on the Tower record label. Their third of 5 on Tower Records, Till I Hear It From You. Well, you're going to hear it from me. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to cool 1960s 45s out of my collection. If you want to get in touch with me, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Disc jockeys love to hear the fan mail from the fans. Well, I get it constantly. It's just cool. As I'm walking around the house now in retirement, I just look through and I see all these cool emails. Thank you for communicating with Johnny G. I so much appreciate it, and so much appreciate lots of the requests I get, mainly for my 1950 show on Saturday night. But if you missed any of the show, it'll be posted up. I think it posts immediately. Then they run it through their filters for any copyright things. I did see some copyright stuff coming up today, so hopefully they won't block it. That's my only concern, because then I lose all the chat, and that kind of ticks me off. It does. But in case they do that and I have to take a song off, you can go to my website at vinyltreasures.net. I will post the show up there. You can stream or download it and tune in. There's a lot of older shows there, and I got a lot of old shows on the YouTube stream also. But anyway, those are the oldies and more crowd. I'll be back next Monday night from 8 to 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for more 60s 45s out of my collection. Those of you that like the 50s and early 60s, join me Saturday nights at 9 p.m. on Saturday nights, 9 to midnight on YouTube. I usually catch maybe about an hour or 45 minutes. I end up here on Oldies and More Radio. But we're closing the show tonight, with this gal from Muskegon, Michigan. Her real name is Betty Jo Haskins, but she recorded as Betty Levette. And she originally recorded for the Atlantic label. I think she had 2 releases on Atlantic beginning in 62. She has another one on Lupine, I think on Big Wheel, on Karen, but she did 3 on the Calla label, and we're closing with her 3rd release on the Calla label from November 65. Our closer tonight is Betty Levette, a song entitled Only Your... Is that it? No. It's called I'm Just a Fool for You. Is that her 3rd? Yes, it's 106. Johnny G having a tough day today in retirement. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I will see some of you next Saturday, this coming Saturday night. If not, I'll see you this coming Monday night at 8 o'clock right here on Oldies and More and on YouTube. Tell your friends about the program. Please subscribe if you're new. Click the bell to get email notifications on when I'm live. Just want to say, everybody, so long. Betty Levette.